talk, so go for it. First guitar gig tomorrow night. Any tips? Go slower than you think. Go slower than you think. Maybe bring a metronome, because when you get into stage mentality for the first time, it's going to make you overmodulate, and a second's going to feel like this. So that's all. That's the only thing that you can control on your first go around is make sure you're in the right time. Just pull it back. I mean, even I'm talking too fast on this thing, and I've been doing this for 20 years. I'm not old, stay young. Well, here's how I describe myself right now. I'm either an old new guy or a new old guy. And so I think I'm right in between. Like in a couple of years, I'll be an old guy. But I'm at the very end of young guy. So I'm an old young guy. I'm an old new guy. I'm about to be a new old guy. But in most things, I'm a new old guy. Okay. Haven't been inspired to write lately. Tips for writer's block? Just listen to other music. Tips for anxiety and being too in your head. Well, those are two different things. I'm in my head all the time, but I don't have anywhere close to as much anxiety as I used to have. Anxiety. Get as much information as you can to learn how boring your situation is. I promise you. And this is one of those rare times where you can tell somebody they're boring and they shouldn't get upset, and in fact, perhaps would thank you if they take something from it. Your anxiety, so many other people. Anxiety feels so personal, as if it is stamped and made and sent just for and to you. It has chosen you specifically. Anxiety. I could sit here and rattle off all the things that my anxiety is like, and I'm pretty articulate, and I'd come pretty close to your anxiety, and you'd go, I do have that. Yes, 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 yes. And that's all you want. And pretend that I did. Yes, yes, I do too. No, that doesn't make you crazy. No, and I even know the one you're not telling me, and I don't think that makes you crazy. I don't think you should tell people, because then they ask you about it later on, and if you're over it, you don't want to live by someone else's bringing it up. But I even know about all the weird, really weird boogeyman stuff. I know. And it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. Yes, we all have it. But not all of us. But if you can have anxiety, then you do have a distance to fall from feeling the way you did before it into going into your thoughts. And if you do have a distance to fall into your thoughts, take care of all the things that are bugging me. I have to go to the dentist. I have to go to the dentist. And I know the news won't be great, but I just want to get it over with. Fill them up. And by the way, I brush my teeth every night, but I just know. I just know. I gotta tell you, teeth are one of the most powerful tokens of like feeling healthy or feeling vulnerable. And right now, my teeth feel vulnerable, and I feel vulnerable. You don't think I have general anxiety, but well, listen. Social anxiety, saying you have social anxiety is like saying you get hypothermia if you go out into freezing cold. That is a condition that is environmental and that your body has a reaction to. I'm not sure that's a mistake. Now, I'm not a licensed practitioner of medicine, so I can't give you advice in a clinical sense. But yeah, that's an environmental thing. That's like saying I get I get anxious on airplanes during turbulence. Well, that's not an anxiety problem, you know. So social anxiety, I don't think you have social anxiety if you're around your friends. I think you're referring to going to parties, going into the loud, overpopulated outside world. Yeah, that would be like going out into the cold without a jacket. And that's why people like to bring a jacket in the form of alcohol or whatever their slight little coloration they like to do to themselves is. That's the jacket, so you protect yourself from hypothermia. How do I stay creative and keep evolving my music? Ridiculously short attention span. Ridiculously short attention span. New Light is still becoming a bigger hit every week. You guys probably don't, I don't know if you know that it's becoming a bigger hit every week. And I'm already I don't know if I can do a whole record like that because I've lived with it for so long. I'm like, all right. I mean, it's crazy that New Light is still working. I love it. But I'm already thinking about, the record after this one. So, what else? Most valuable life lesson? Oh, I don't know. Too many to answer. Playing New Light, it was great. And it's only going to get better and better. And advice, these are in the music business. The business side, not performing, I don't have advice because I'm a friggin' idiot when it comes to the business side of music. I'm not a mogul. You know what's happening is that it's hard to read because there's so much craziness in the actual camera. When's the next single? I don't know. I'm actually being held back because New Light's... This thing came out in May, and it's still going up and up and up, and everybody's just... I'm just sitting on a holding pattern. So, by the way, file under Good Problems. Favorite Stevie Ray song? Oh, man. Man, The Little Wing from Sky is Crying is just the best guitar instrumental ever. It's the best. Next single, New Old Guy. I'm a new old guy. I'm a new old guy. Not 6 feet under the ground or that high in the sky. Somewhere in between, and I'll tell you why. 'Cause I'm a brand new old guy. Can you do another ridiculous film clip, or does it lose its humor value next time? Oh, for New Light? I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't do it again. I don't have top 5 movies. I never made a top 5 for movies. I'm not a very big movie aficionado. I have a hard time cutting out 2.5 hours from my... when I watch a movie, I have to stop this movie and watch someone else's movie. And unless it's a really great movie... I don't want to watch someone else's movie if I could just watch my movie. I'm addicted to watching my movie. Thank you, Bandana Almanac. Let's not use my Instagram Live for personal business. Okay, I'll write it back. What else is going on Sunday night, people? Someone wrote, talk about Frank Ocean. It's talk about Frank Ocean. You didn't really leave me a real specific in there to talk about Frank Ocean. You were just sort of go. Just open-themed essay. You can't sleep, Tony? Well, you've come to the right place. You're about to meet the Dalai Lama and you want to... This person said, about to meet the Dalai Lama, do you have a question for him? First of all, amazing that you're about to meet the Dalai Lama. And in fact, maybe part of the reason you are going to meet the Dalai Lama is because you're the type of person who would tell somebody, I'm about to go meet the Dalai Lama, care to pass a question on to him through me. I don't know if anyone in the history of the world has ever said, gonna go see the Dalai Lama, can I deliver a message for you? That is Dalai Lama material. You've passed the test. And I do have a question, but it's actually a 3-part question. So if you don't mind, I'm going to DM you a 3-part question for the Dalai Lama. By the way, nobody who ever had a 2 or more part question ever had a good question. Sorry. I'm sorry. If somebody ever stood up in a question and answer and said, my question is in 2 parts, let me tell you the 2 parts. Not good. Was there ever a roadblock in motivation for creativity in my early 20s? No. I had motivation up the wazoo. And where is the wazoo, by the way? Do both men and women have a wazoo? Do things normally go in the wazoo or out of the wazoo? Is that strange why it's up the wazoo? Are there some people who say a wazoo is exit only? And how much is that offensive? I don't know any of the norms when it comes to a wazoo. But I know that if something's up the wazoo, there's a lot of it. Oh man. Ever meet someone who's like, ooh, God, just keep my wazoo clear, man. Everything's good. Do I ever get tired of playing a song? Yeah, but time heals all wounds there, and I'm psyched to play them after a pause. So, will I ever host a TED Talk? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. What do I think is the meaning of life? Do the best you can given where we are in the human evolution. Do the best you can with the tools we have. Because we now as a society are aware that there's more to be had. See, we kicked disease. The generation before us kicked And have you ever come home really, really, really tired from work and you're too tired to have any existential dread and it's kind of zen? I think that's probably what it was like when you're just trying to avoid a plague. But see, we eradicated disease. And so it was always going to be the mission of this generation to travel inside and eradicate a much more internal sort of a monster. And so we are aware that that needs to be done. We know what our mission is. But we also know that there's a limit given this lifetime to how far we can carry that baton. And the meaning of life and enjoying the ride, knowing that you won't be here forever. And this is a really big undertaking. This generation has said basically we want to move inward, and we want to take our lifetime to really make change in how human beings. That's what I think the meaning of life is. Yep. Can I do some EDM? New Light's probably the closest I come to EDM. Also, I mean, respect to a generation for saying we want to audit everything. We want, and my brain goes like, well, don't you want to fix one road at a time so you can pass on other roads while you're, and they're like, no, we're going for a big dig. We're going to dig all the roads up. And I go, okay, but then no one's going to be able to drive anywhere because all the roads will be being fixed at the same time. And they're like, yes. And it's not my place to tell somebody what they should or shouldn't be doing. I'm a new old guy. I'm an old new guy. But I go, that is lofty, and I 100% non-ironically wish the best and will be an ally in every way I possibly can, but you're walking to work because every road, I'll go, okay. So all of it? And they're like, yes. And I go, all of it now? And they're like, all of it now. And I go, I'm with you. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? You know? Thank you for the compliment. I do like country music. I love country music. My day's been great. I took my car out for a ride, saw a friend in his new house, went to dinner with some friends. I drove around today. I must say I've become the dude who takes his car out on a Sunday and just gets happy from driving. I got happy today from driving. Listening to Bruce Springsteen. Happy birthday, Bruce Springsteen. Driving a Porsche on the 101, listening to Bruce Springsteen and realizing everything's all right. What do I think of religion? I'm going to pass that question for now. I've done enough heady answering. Jacob Sartorius, what's up? I thought it said Jaco Pastorius. It's probably someone you know because people say to you, oh, that's like Jaco Pastorius. And you're like, who's that? Well, now you know who Jaco Pastorius is, I'm sure, because people probably think that Jacob Sartorius looks like Jaco Pastorius. I got to tell you, this is a really interesting social event because I don't know much about you, but I know you're a musician and we're meeting for the first time. And I want to say hello to you, but I also want to express a little bit of ignorance as to what your music is. So maybe I don't even know. I think you're a minor, and I'm not even sure what my policy is on going live with people. But I was going to ask you to sing a part of your song, but then I realized that I don't know what the rules are. You could be 9. I don't know. I don't think you're 9, by the way, for the record. Also, are you so famous that everything I say about you is going to end up on some... Is this going to be on Ocean Up because I said your name? You know, some people, when they're young, are so famous that if you say their name, it turns into content. So I would like to use this opportunity to say the name Jacob Sartorius and tell you about how... Are you getting a crazy car, or are you being given a car to teach you a lesson? Are you getting a hand-me-down, or are you getting a crazy exotic car? Tell me, I'm very interested in this. Is your first car, or are you going to be like most people in showbiz where you won't even get your license because you're too busy? I need to know what your first car is going to be. I'm not saying another word until you. What's up, Johnny Grease Missiles? Did I just say something offensive that you wrote and I don't know it because I don't know what Grease Missiles? So did I say the last name right? Because now you spelled it wrong. Oh man, this is like when people would... Sartorius. Okay. Oh, he's already hinting at a Bentley truck. Well, let me tell you why I relate to this. I didn't drive till I was like 19 or 20. But the first football game I ever went to was the Super Bowl. And I loved it. And I don't think I needed to go see a regulation game to enjoy the Super Bowl. And I don't think you need to own a Volkswagen or an Audi to enjoy the luxury, the power, and the performance of a Bentley truck. Now, I also want to say that if I was driving down the road and I saw a 16-year-old in a Bentley truck, I would change lanes as fast as I possibly could. There you go. Listen, you start with something a little more modest, and then you climb up there. You know what? I know you're going to be all right. I know you're going to be in this business for a while because that's the right answer. My first car, I won't say the year of the car because it's not essential, was a 1991 Plymouth Voyager station minivan with the wood paneling on the side. And that was my first car. It was my mother's car. And I drove that to gigs, and I worked my way out of it. And now I drive a 1999 Plymouth Voyager. So I'm moving up. Thoughts on sushi? Well, I mean, isn't it just pizza for rich people? I did just say the year. I'm sorry. I did just say the year. I have toured with Sheryl Crow, and I love Brandi Carlile, and I have a fantasy that we make a record together out in the woods. Favorite album to listen to right now? I have if I'm in the gym, like, have at me. You play anything you want for me. But when I'm in my car, it's like Bruce Springsteen and Bill Evans right now. Jacob, I'm going to follow you. I'm going to give you a DM, and I'm going to teach them well and let them lead the way. Yeah, see, someone said, sing something, please. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Isn't it sad that my voice won't even go, show them all? I can't do that quietly. Yeah, I'll follow you. I'll give you the email. Send it to me. Well, it's no Bentley truck, but I'll listen. I'll give it a listen for sure. And come out, I don't remember. Were there 4 come outs? What's the next one? Come out, angels. Come out, ghosts. Come out, darkness. I'm in the war of my life. At the door of my life. Oh. But man, that's if you tell the truth. If you tell the truth, you might not be the coolest thing in that era, but you over time will last and deepen in a way that no it girl, it guy, band of the year, artist that has everyone's attention will ever get to. And that's where I'm at. It's like, how do I tell this maximum level of truth in an era? This creativity is time independent. Well, ain't that right? Because, you know, if you could do a rap verse about how much money you spend in the studio, that would be my whole verse. Be how much more money I spend in the studio than anyone else. They're $1,500 hands of blackjack. And then you walk out and you're like, I lost. And then you go home and you're like, how do I win? How do I win at this game? And you go back and sometimes you're like, oh, I pushed. And sometimes you're like, holy crap, I doubled down after a split and I won. But it's like gambling with your emotions and your money. But if you, listen to me, if you tell anybody out there who plays music, if you are brave enough to step to the side of the modern game and tell the truth, and I'm even telling this to myself, you will be immortal. You will be musically immortal. And the world needs so much truth right now. And I'm going to say two things. Number one, I know that I could be that person. And number two, I haven't found a way yet. Make chasing trends feel like the thing to do. And occasionally, you need it. You need a hit. put it that makes sense to my brain. That doesn't feel like it's overly modest or it's big-headed. If guitar playing were tennis, I'd be in the Open. I'd make the Open. I don't know where I would be in the Open, but I'd be in the Open. And maybe there'd be a picture of me on the ticket. But I don't know that I would come home with any championships. What do I think of Ariana Grande's new album? I like it. It's like a 90s R&B love letter record. Right on, Nick Vile. We're all fans of your program and hope that your program is still something you enjoy and don't find the bane of your existence. I hope not. I shouldn't have even neuro-linguistically programmed that into your brain. Well, guys, my job here might be done. I was here to distract and also get company from you guys. It seems like maybe we've made it past the wave of sadness together. Listen, the battery percentage is too high for me to go by that metric anymore. Plug it, Rita. Plug it, Rita. Bigger Picture. Album drops 28th. Listen to the song Bigger Picture by Rita Wilson. It's fantastic. It's really, 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 really well written and makes me want to go pick up a guitar and be like, do I still have it? I don't know. I guess it's good for you, but Rita, maybe you're like me. You consider that every song is your last. I don't know. Yeah, it's a great, great, great song. Great song. Okay. You guys are hard to say goodbye to. Are you the types to ever be like, when someone says they're going to get off the phone, you're like, wait. And they go, what? And you go like, 3 more minutes. You're like, I need to wind down. So I'm giving you a 3-minute. We're going to wind down together. I'm giving you a 3-minute wind down. Okay. Nope, 3 minutes. 3 more minutes. Wind down. Oh, I'm staying up. I'm just not going to be on this thing. What does that say? Ganbate? No. It doesn't say that at all. I talk fast and furious, but then when I'm done, I don't need to talk anymore. That's what people don't understand. Is they think I'm like this all the time. I put it in hyperdrive and then I'm cool. Ganbate. I have a very good Japanese accent when I speak Japanese, and it's not great because people think I speak a lot more Japanese than I speak, because they're like, oh, this guy knows Japanese, and I really don't. That says my name. Oh, man. I don't have it. Probably says come back to Japan. I saw a little thing, and then no, and then maybe when are you going to come back to Japan? I don't know. But when I speak Japanese in Japan, I do it very convincingly, and then people answer back to me in perfect, fluent Japanese, and I go, I'm sorry. Speaking Japanese is really all about notes. So everything you say is, and then, so you can say pokkayoto made onegaishimasu. So if you do it that way, people are like, all right, this guy lives in Japan. And then I'm done. And then I just get flattened. What advice do I have for beginning songwriters? Finish your songs. Let me tell you what could make every songwriter watching, myself included, a better songwriter. I'm going to give you the only tip you'll ever need. And it's not going to be what you think. Well, if you could bring yourself to finish a bad one, as bad as it was, to finish the song, accept that the song is bad, you will write a better one, and 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 a better one, in a period of 5 days. But because we don't want to suffer the indignity of writing one that's not good, we don't. And so we never get where we're supposed to go because we're waiting. Like, I'm a frustrated stand-up comic, right? I just believe one night I'll get up on stage and have a perfect hour. That won't happen. The people who have great hours start out with bad hours or bad 5 minutes. I've seen the legends holding notebooks they took out of their pocket and they're shoddy and they're not great and they're on the way to something. My mind is highly organized. What are you talking about, Barbara? Everything I'm saying is, yeah, you got to be able to fail. So, but we are so hell-bent on not finishing anything until it's great that if we could just finish a bad one and let it be bad, you go like, so it's bad. Or maybe it's not, but even if it was, so big deal, but you remembered how to write a song. And you can write another one next time and it will be better because you'll remember how to write a song. When you say it's been 3 minutes, you're passively aggressively telling me it's time to go. Barbara just told me that my mind was disorganized. Everything I've said is a weaponized level of organization. It's far too organized. All right. It's also just nice to say the name Barbara when you're upset. And I'm sorry if that sounds like I'm making fun of your name. But when you add the name Barbara into a diatribe, God, does it sound more powerful. I just got to tell you something. I got to tell you. Thanks for your contribution to the universe. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. Well, listen, have a great week. I love you dearly. Barbara, Rita, Jacob. This is like my Mr. Rogers neighborhood I do every Sunday night. Maybe next week I'll announce that I'm doing it. We'll see how high we can get that number to be. Not that it's all about Frankie Trotsky. What is up? What is up, Frankie? You know what I wish I was on? AM radio. You ever listen to an AM radio show? Late at night, the sound of interference coming through the waves. Yeah. But you can't sleep and you didn't have a television when you were growing up. And the people on the AM radio would talk just like that. We're going to go to the phones. And the spaces in between their talking, the spaces would put you to sleep. That's why I loved AM radio. And I'm not saying it was FM. I'm saying it'd be a lot of talking, and then there'd be a break. And the break is what would put you to sleep. Well, the break and the static. Let's go to the phones. And like, who's calling during all this? Oh, AM radio would be great. That's how you want to go to sleep. What about a podcast for Sunday night? What about a podcast that you're supposed to fall asleep to? People say, John, I fell asleep. It was so bad. And I go, thank you. AM radio.